Let's start with the overview of the role of an examiner and digital forensic, the cyber detectives toolkit. If we talk about the forensic examiner, it includes evidence collection from computers, phones, and even network devices like router. To support investigation across the cross platform, there are various tools that are used for the particular platform, and it has a criminal, civic, and corporate domains. A excerpt An expert examiner uncovers hidden data to solve cybercrimes, data breaches, and other frauds. And they usually have a detailed toolkit. So, in this course, we are going to take a look at the methodologies and investigation, and then we'll move forward to using tools and softwares. We are also going to use virtual machine for hands-on experience. Let's talk about the role of a digital forensic investigator. The first one is evidence management. This is the crucial part, and examiners collect and analyze and preserve digital evidence using special tools and protocol. They maintain a strict chain of custody documentation to ensure that the evidence is admissible in court. The second step is quite a technical part because it is a technical expertise. A digital forensic examiner has expertise on understanding non-technical stakeholders and explaining the tools and the evidence that is collected, and give an expert testimony to explain the digital evidence in court proceeding. If we take a small example, you might find a phone and then recover data and then use a hash key to match the data from a different device. Then a role of an digital forensic examiner is to make the court proceeding easier and to share their testimony with the court by telling that both the files are same by looking at the hash value. So a technical examiner should also give an advisory function and recommend the organization to improve their security posture. Ethical hacking and digital forensic goes hand in hand, and if you want to get more details on ethical hacking and various other courses, you can check the description. Let's move forward. The next thing is the key responsibility and the workflow. As we saw in the last video, the first one is identification and to locate potential evidence and sources across digital devices and media. The next step is the acquisition part, that is to securely collect the data without altering the original evidence, and then to analyze it and try to reconstruct the events. In simple terms, let's take an example. If you find a phone, the first step is to understand the process and to acquire the data and create an image, and then work on the image to create a clone of the image and start the analysis part, and then reconstruct the evidence and document the chain of custody and try to reconstruct the events, that is the process of recovery. The whole examination can be documented and provided in the course. Now, there is something called the National Institute of Standards and Technology, also known as NIST, which defines digital forensic as the following. Digital forensic is a field of forensic science that is concerned with storing and analyzing electronic data that can be useful in criminal investigation. Such the tools that are used and the guidelines provided by NIST SP 886 are published. You can find more details by checking the description for details, and the research actually contributes a lot of studies and advanced data integrity and forensic methodology. This includes information for computers, and hard drives, mobile phones, including motor vehicles and aerial drones. So, digital forensic cannot be limited to computers or mobile phones. They also work on routers and automobiles running electronic devices. This is by ensuring that their methods capture data reliably without alteration in any way. The National Institute of Standard and Technology plays a crucial role in digital forensic by setting a standard that ensures the digital evidence is reliable and the process is trusted. If we talk about computer forensic investigation, the first step is to identify and isolate, photograph all connections before disconnecting the device, and prevent remote wiping of evidence. It also protects the original device by creating an image and deploy a wire blocker to prevent accidental modification. You can also document everything that includes chain of custody, timestamps and device status and physical context. There's a lot of things in staging, storing and preservation. The first one is to secure the facility. Evidence is processed in controlled environment with restricted access, and usually anti-static workstations prevent damage to sensitive electronic. The next one is control of integrity and the physical safeguards, that has climate control, storage, preservation and tamper proof environment. The last one is to verify the process and check the integrity and confirm the stability of the evidence. There are various tools that are used for digital forensic, and the first step is to create a clone of the device. That is known as forensic imaging. There is a tool called FTK Imager which creates a perfect copy of the image. Then there is EnCase, which captures the data while preserving the metadata. For Unix and Linux environment, DD command can be used. Later on, softwares like Autopsy are used to work on the captured image and access data. There are various tools used, and we are going to take a look at the practical tools. For forensic investigation on mobile forensics, there are tools like Magnet and Oxygen Forensic which are used. We are going to take a look at various tools in this course, and for future trends, there are a revolving expertise, and digital examiners blend technical skills with legal knowledge of court. Standard-based practice that is stored by NIST, that is National Institute of Standards and Technology. Thus, emerging challenges like cloud forensic or IoT devices, AI-powered devices create a new investigation portfolios. The continuous education and keeping yourself updated is really important, and that's why I recommend you to connect with me on LinkedIn. All the details will be provided in the description. That's all for this video. In the next video, we are going to take a look at forensic methodology and investigation techniques. Say